the one that you want experimental dual fund, and we are now going to focus on experimental splicing. And I hope we will make a splice in regtest. So, and see, this is a good way to see how to say, to see how we can enable at runtime those experimental features. And before I give back the mic to Vincenzo, we are going to use that function that comes from the startup regtest script that we've sourced before. As it takes a little bit of time, I run it right now, and it will fund the default Bitcoin wallet, and also make a channel, open a channel between the node L1 and the node L2 with 1 million sat, and we are going to change the size of that channel with experimental splicing. So this is for you, Vincenzo. So you have something to tell us about these big things.
Yeah, maybe I can talk a little bit about how to what splicing enabled for me. I think enables something that I am not aware of, but I am running a Lightning node, right, on mainnet, and I don't have the full liquidity on the fly, right? When I have some Bitcoin, I put on my node and then I open the channel. What this feature enabled, that the current status before splicing was that each time you have more funds, you need to open a new channel, right? So if you have 1 Bitcoin, you need to open a couple of channels. If you have 0.01 Bitcoin, you need to open a new channel. Splicing enabled that when you have these new funds coming on chain, you can say, okay, now I use these funds to splice a previous channel that I have already, right? In this way, you can add funds and increase the maximum capacity of the channel at runtime. This is the feature of the runtime, right? Without opening a new channel, right? Or closing the previous one. So you can say, okay, this channel is active, is well funded, but I want to add more on this channel. And with Splice, you can do that. You take an on-chain transaction and you add this on-chain transaction in the channel capacity. This is roughly what is for me splicing. I think for other people it is something more. And I guess also Phoenix Wallet is using this feature to enable the single balance in a wallet, right? Because we always talk about on-chain, off-chain wallet, off-chain balance. But with this feature, you improve also the wallet. You say, okay, there is no anymore on-chain and off-chain, but there is a single balance. And each on-chain money transaction that I receive, I will splice in the current channel that I had. So.
Okay, this is really cool, and there are two. If you want to know more about, so maybe I don't know if you know that website. So this is a website of Justin Damon, which work on the specification and also the implementation on CLN of that features. And it adds a lot of information here about splicing. And if you like video, I like videos. So there are, I think, 6 videos where it talk about splicing. There are history of splicings. If you prefer article, there are some article. And maybe started with splicing explained. And okay, so if you didn't know about that website and you want to know more, there are this one. And if you want to, this hadn't been merged into the bolts, the splicing specification that is still in the discussion, and you can find it. This is pull request 863. So if you want to know more to read where this enter, and I think it enters in the bolt 2 that is about a channel, but I'm not quite sure. But yes, so you have more information if you want to know more. And now let's check if we have some question. And we don't have question. If you have any question now, you can ask at any moment. We'll see if we have some new people. So hi Nuno, Luck, G Recoin, Jarek, Alonso, Fashkapian, and Harsh. I think I didn't salute you so far. So happy to see you there. So now, lot of talking. Let's do a splicing. So splicing involves. So let's jump to splice_init, the man page. We need to ensure that we are in the experimental splicing. We are going to see how to do that right after. And we can read here that this is low-level RPC command to do splicing. So this is maybe I imagine that calling that low level is because maybe after there were some more nice way to do it in one go. I'm not sure, but low level, you know what that mean. I think in software is that we are doing stuff splicing it. So to do that, we to do a splice in the core Lightning right now, we have to use 3 commands: splicing is, splice update, and splice signed. That are the new command added with the splice. We are going to use also fund PSBTs, so PSBTs for partial signed Bitcoin transaction. And also at some point we need to sign that partial signed Bitcoin transaction, so PSBT. And to me, I read a bit of the code on the proposed things, but I will say it's magic for me. So I will say, we are doing some magic, and we get a PSBT, and at the end, with that PSBT that we add and that we signed with splice signed, this is sent to the Bitcoin mempool. And after 6 confirmation that we are going to run, because we run on regtest, we will see our splice the increase of our channel, and done with only 1 transaction and not 2 if we had to close the channel and open a new one. So this is the game changing. So let's look at how does it look. That's what we are going to do really at the command line, so that I hope I won't lost you, because the PSBT are huge, so they take a lot of place in the files. But anyway, this is the step we have to do to do a splicing. So we are going to augment of 100,000 SAT or channel between the node 1 and the node 2, and this is the node 1 that initiate the channel, the splicing. So we are going to list the fund to get the channel ID. Then we are going to fund a PSBT where we start with 100. Sorry, so I can't do it with my level of English, but you see that it's 110,000. So we have a buffer for the fee. I think, I'm not sure, but it seems if we don't put it, it doesn't work. So we found that PSBT with the fund of our node. The fee rate, we set it to slow. Start weight. So maybe, do you know, Vincenzo, because I don't know what is the start weight option in the fund PSBT command. Do you know?
I think it'd be something with v, but no, I don't. Sorry.
Okay. So I use the magic number 166. Why? Because this is in one of the tests of splicing in core Lightning. So I use that one. And excess as a change equal true is to the excess of coin will go back to our wallet. So this function, we are going to use it as is, give us back a PSBT. So PSBT 0, which is the initial PSBT that we use with the splice init. So then we run splice init command. We have to give it the channel we want to change. The relative amount, which is 100,000 that we want to augment. And if we pass it a negative number, I didn't try, but this is what tells us the documentation, the man page. We will do the splice out, and we pass it the initial PSBT that we got from the first fund PSBT. Let's continue. So this gives us one PSBT magic from core Lightning, but at that point it seems that there is no communication with the node L2, and we need an update from the node L2. Still, we use splice update with the same channel ID that we want to modify, and we pass it the PSBT. So this is why maybe it's called low level, because we have a lot of stuff to do, and at the command line it's not maybe not the best way, but it's a good way to understand what we are doing. But programmatically, it will be easier. At this point, we receive something from the other node, and if we have a PSBT that we are going to sign just after PSBT_2, if we don't have commitments secured to true, we have to rerun that command until we get that to be true. In our case, it seems to be true, so we'll see. And then we have that PSBT from the node 2, so with magic of the protocol and the core Lightning, we sign that PSBT that we have had, and we have the last PSBT that we are going to pass to splice sign. So we can see that, and after we are going to look at some of the things in the mempool and see how if it did really work. But we can see, so this is except for the first splice underscore command. So we pass a channel ID on the PSBT that come from the previous one. Just the first splice init takes the relative amount. Okay, so are we ready to do it? So let's go back here, and maybe there are now we are not L1 CLI. So if we try to do it right away, we go into a wall because we are not running experimental splicing. So let's list configs, and if we pass the name of the config that we want to know, so this is experimental splicing. Please some color, and we see is it set? So the answer is false. So we, thanks to the runtime way of setting experimental splicing, we can do it that way, but do not merge it with the option that can be done at runtime. We have to stop the node, change experimental splicing. As we can see, we don't have a field that say dynamically we can change this. So we are going to enable that. But maybe one thing we can do before is list L1 CLI and list. Is it a list fund or? no, list, I think it's list peers I want to do. Yes, this is a list peers. So I wanted just to show you the feature that our peers gives us, that it allows. This feature, those features bits will change when we are going to enable in the node L1 and in the node L2 experimental splicing. So yes, this is what I wanted to show, and maybe we can do list font to see where we are. So this is a channel that we funded before with 1 million sats from our side, the node L1. So now, okay, L1 CLI, we stop L1 CLI first, alias, because no, alias L1 CLI, and now we can stop that node CLI. We stop the node, so it is stopped, and we restart it with, so that command that we modify a little bit. So this is not lightning-CLI, but lightning D. We go at the end, so we target that the node L1 and the directory, and now this is where we pass experimental splicing, and please, we want this in daemon. So this should work. So it seems to, does it work or not? Maybe we can just do that. L1 CLI, get info. Yes, so this is working, and we can see our features. Okay, so this is what oh, there are two. Well, I wouldn't be able to. Vincenzo, do you know the difference in our features between init and the node?
I guess no, I don't remember what is the difference between the two. But the init, I guess, because it's in the init message, I need to check the docs. Let me check. Is the get info?
I'll continue, and if after, when we finish the splice, if we have an answer, you have an answer, we check that. But anyway, we've changed that, so the feature changed. So what we are going to advertise to other node will be with splicing enabled, and let's go to list configs that configs, and we have this one, and now we can check that this is true. So phenomenal, amazing. So we don't have to recompile, and now the node is running with splicing enabled, and we are going to be able to do that. This can be done with dual funding, and no need to recompile, and this is something new in 23.08. Now, we did that at the command line, and we see source command line. Let's stop the node L2. So we stop the node L2, and we are going to do it differently that time, which is okay. And maybe we want L2 regtest config to see the two ways of doing it. So now we can put experimental splicing. So we put it here with nothing, because it takes no value. If it is here, it's true, I think. Oh, right now I don't, I'm not sure, but I think yes. Yeah, let's try this, and if it doesn't work, this will tell us that we are not doing it the right way. So we removed the command line with experimental. We target the node L2. We run that, and now let's do a list config so to use the command that did a change in that release, and we have it. So it is set to true in the node 2, and the source is we have the path of the config files with the line. So really handy. So now, as we stop the 2 nodes, we no longer are connected. So list peers, L1 list peers. It did reconnect. Okay, so it did reconnect by itself to the node. Maybe it's normal. I don't know when I was trying. So, but anyway, something that we can see that now the features had changed. So let's go and go for the splice. Okay, list fund L1 CLI list fund. And so we are going to use that channel. So let's just we take that channel, we put that here, so we can use it when we need it after. Go back to our terminal and let's fund the PSBT that we discussed before with that magic number 166. So it's not a magic number for those who understand, but it's not my case right now. So we have that PSBT that we see at the top, and now we init the splice. So L1 CLIs -k is to be able with Lightning CLI command line. It's to pass argument, command line argument by key pair value, key value pairs. And we start the splice. So splice init, and what do we need to pass? So channel ID. So what is the channel that we want to change? The channel ID. We go back to our node. We have that that channel ID. Then at the next line, so we want relative. I don't know how you say that. Relative amount, and we said that we want 100, and this parameter, this argument takes SAT, so we don't specify anything at the end, and we want the initial PSBT, which is equal to, so we have it in the output, in the JSON output of the previous one. So let's go there. We passed it, and this is the moment where this is working. So this is a PSBT that now we have to use with splice update, and this will, as far as I understand, so if I'm not correct, so please correct me after in the when there is a transcript in the things we are live, we do what we can. And let's just continue with the slow level function. So, that PSBT, we have to pass it to the command line. So let's take that command line that we were using, and we are going to modify it. So we remove that. Now this is going to be called only PSBT. We are going to pass that first PSBT. We no longer need the amount, and we go at the beginning. And this is no longer splice init, but splice update. We go at the end. So lightning-CLI L1-K splice update the channel ID, and then the PSBT that we get from the previous command. We run that, and we have commitment secured. Great. So that means we can continue, and we have also the PSBT that now we have to sign to be able to end up that splice. So let's continue. So now we use L1 CLI -K, and So just one comment in dash case. So, maybe everything that we are doing is better to it's better that the software do it, so we don't have to deal with those things. But pay attention that those things, if I'm not wrong, those PSBT are encoded on the base 64, and sometime at the end, as we've seen before, I just told you because it happened in another anyway. So it ended up with a padding character which are equal, and maybe it can disturb Lightning CLI command line. But if we pass dash key, there's no problem in the passing of those elements. So don't know if we encounter that, but just we to pay attention. So sign PSBT. So this is the command, the Lightning command, and we have to pass it the PSBT, the signed PSBT that we received from splice _ update. So I think that some magic happened with the node L2, and it signed something, it gives us back, commitment are secured, we are all happy, and we sign that one, and no parameter, okay. So PSBT, sorry, so no PSTB. So this work, and now we have the signed PSBT that we can use in the last part of the splice. So the last part of the splice is so almost like the first one, so signed and splice update. So we go there, we keep the channel ID, we just have to change the PSBT, and we change, it's no longer splice update, but splice signed. I wanted to say finish, but it's splice signed, and we have to pass it this one, and this is the moment where we want everything to work. So 1, 2, 3, go! Cool. I'm happy, not because I was adopting, but because sometimes when we are live, it doesn't work the way you want it to work. So it has worked. It returned a transaction and the transaction ID, and now we can BT, so alias BT CLI, that you see that we are running Bitcoin CLI with the data there of the path of Bitcoin and regtest. So this is an alias that we've used, that has been produced by our first startup regtest. And now, what do we want to do? So get ROM mempool. I think this is that, and we see we have one transaction in the mempool. So this is the transaction that will do our splice, and we have to, as we are running ourselves regtest, nothing happened. We are not mining nothing blocks. We have to do it by hand. So so we are here, and I have some generate address, but I have a cheat sheet at the end, because so I want a new address for the Bitcoin for the default wallet. So get new address. So we have a new address, and now we can use that one. So BT CLI, and we want to this is generate to address. We want six block mined. So let's try if it works. It was the right command to sorry, I didn't I will do it fast. L1, it works, huh? CLI list funds. Okay, cool. So this is what I wanted to show you. So when as far as I understand, so the splice is okay. We've done the things, but it's not totally finalized. At least our node is not aware yet. So just one thing. So see, yes, the information that Lightning, that the node pull from the on-chain are not done every second. So I think it's something like every 20 or 30 seconds. I don't know exactly what it is. So this is why I rush to run that command to show you the state of the channel before CLN get the information from Bitcoin regtest that tell it, yes, we've mined the 6 block with that transaction that do the splice, and so the channel is spliced. And till that moment, we are in state which is channel D awaiting splice. Okay, so now if we do that, and now we have a channel which is normal. So this is because now we have the information of from the chain state of the channel. The peer is the same as before, and we can see that the amount has been increased from with 1,000 sat more. Cool, no? So it's cool to do it, but it's cool also to think about the lot of works that have been put in that features, and also in all that software and every people that work on the Lightning. So maybe this is the moment I should have done that at the beginning, but thank you for all the works, the thinking, and the line of code and that are put in this. So this is for the splice